what's going on, guys? I apologize if the angles are off, if things just look weird. I'm trying to hold the tripod and do this whole vlogging thing. I don't even know what to do with my hands, so I apologize if there's a lot of weird movements. I used to do a lot of vlogging type stuff, but I haven't done this stuff in a while. I actually kind of miss doing it. It's cool just bringing you guys like behind the scenes. So if you'd be interested in seeing more stuff like this, just let me know. But anyways, it's been a couple of months since I've done like a game room / office tour, and yeah, I know it hasn't exactly been a full year, but the last one was technically in 2023, and now we're in 2024, and there's been a lot of changes and improvements and things that have just been moved around since the last one. So yeah, I figured I'd bring you guys behind the scenes and show you my game room / gaming setup / office tour / whatever sounds best in a YouTube title. There is still some things that I'm kind of working on, like moving around, so I won't be able to exactly show everything in this video, but I'll show as much as I can. So first, to the PC setup. Here we are at the PC setup, and first things first, you guys are probably, you know, recognizing that a couple of things are different, so we'll go, oh, don't mind that. Okay, so funny story, I use my phone to record my videos, like my phone camera, and every time that I try to put my phone on my tripod, I always have to take the case off. It's really annoying. Anyway, first things first, this random recliner is still sitting here with this box just full of like computer stuff. It's been a little, like I said, things are a little chaotic right now, and this is all my bedding stuff, which I will explain that in a moment as to why all my bedding is here. Then there's also just some bags and trash on the floor. Again, my setup isn't exactly always the cleanest thing in the world, because this is also like my room / like mini apartment, whatever you want to call it, so I don't leave this place like ever. Realistically, most people would probably like clean this stuff up before recording the video, but for me, I'm the type of guy where it's like, hey, if I'm gonna record a video like this, I'd rather have it be the more realistic approach rather than the nicer looking approach. Like, if I'm gonna show you guys what my setup looks like, I'm gonna show you what it looks like, flaws and all. But then over here, you got the PC setup, got the nice RGB keyboard, got the mouse pad, which I've had for like 3-4 years, something like that. At this point, I do kind of need to replace it at some point, because over the years, you know, I work on my desk a lot. Sometimes soda gets spilled, sometimes, I don't know, whatever I'm eating just ends up getting spilled onto it. So, you know, it's a little messy looking, not the prettiest thing in the world, but again, it's mine, it's functional, and I don't really care. I like, literally nobody ever comes into my room, into my space, so literally like no other human being has ever seen this besides like my mom and like my brother. And plus, I'm the type of guy where it's like, even if I would have people come over, which again, I never have had anybody come over in the 4 years I live here, because I don't know anybody besides my mom and my siblings. But anyway, you know, I'm the type of guy where it's like, you take it, you leave it. If you like how the stuff looks, cool. If you don't, well then I don't care. But anyway, then we got this cool like NES lamp, which I literally just got for Christmas. I would spin it around to show you guys, but you know, it's got all like the sprites from like the original Mario Bros on the NES. Absolutely love that. That is one of my favorite games of all time. I know that's a really basic thing to say, but like seriously, dude, it's such an amazing game. It's timeless. Then I got my monitor right here. I can't tell you all the specs off the top of my head. I want to say that it is a 21-inch 1080p 75 hertz display. I know it's at least 75 hertz. Don't quote me on all the other stuff. We got the mouse right here, and then this is like the lamp that I use to like light up my face, which is why it's on right now, because I'm gonna be using this to kind of light up some stuff as we go, like for any of the spots that are a little too dark to reach otherwise. But yeah, anytime that I'm recording on my PC setup specifically, not on my console setup, just the PC setup, so whenever I'm playing BO3 Zombies on PC or recording the Growcraft series, that's what I use to light up my face. Is it the most functional thing in the world? Not exactly. Does it function though? Yes, it works for what I need, and that's a common thing you'll see in my setup, right? It's just like not everything is necessarily the highest tier of whatever, but it's functional for me and it works for me, and that's all that matters. I don't need the most, you know, expensive, crazy stuff in the world. I'd rather have something functional rather than something expensive. Then you also have these headsets here, which I've had for like 4 or 5 years at this point. I don't use headphones often. In fact, I only use headphones, I think it's been at least like maybe 2 or 3 years since I've even put a pair on, to be honest. But anytime maybe that I would need a headset or headphones or anything, it's kind of like a 2-in-1 purpose. These are RIG 400HSs. There's 2 models, the HSs for PlayStation and the HXs for the Xbox. Got a bottle of Dasani right here, which is another common theme that you guys will see. Dasani, please sponsor me. And then I got this Blue Yeti here, which I use not for the main channel, but I use it for my second channel, WGC, where I record a weekly gaming news show. And then over here, this is one thing that we'll get to in a minute. I wanted to start storing my Legos on shelves because I've begun collecting Legos again recently, but unfortunately the shelf that I got did not have as much room as I thought it would, so I'm going to need to be ordering another shelf. Well, regardless, I would have needed to order another shelf because that's another thing that we'll explain once we get over there. I'm going to need to order 2 more bookshelves yet, because one of them is going to be dedicated to more games, and then the other one is going to be dedicated to Lego sets, which is another thing that I'll be explaining here soon. And then I got my Pikachu, a little squishy thingy, a bunny that I got for Easter, and then this beaver from this gas station called Buc-ee's. I've never been there, but my mom goes there a lot because we don't have any near us. Like it's like an hour or two away at least. But she's had to travel a lot because she has to go up to like Pennsylvania to pick up my brother because he visits ever so often. So every time she passes that gas station, she usually ends up getting me some cool little knick-knack or goodie. And the one time she got me with Buc-ee's beaver, and I absolutely love the beaver. You may be wondering like why the beaver is relevant and why we like getting beaver stuff, and that is because my family's last name is actually Beaver, or one of my family's last names. It's not like my last name, but it's like my mother's side of the family last name, and it's actually one of my middle names. So I actually have two middle names. My full name is Nathan James Beaver Lambert. I'm not gonna lie, most times I actually end up forgetting that I have two middle names, and for most of my life I've just gone by like Nathan James Lambert. But yeah, that is on my birth certificate. Beaver is on there. I've also got this cool little like puzzle Rubik's looking cube thing. I got it for Christmas. I didn't open it yet just because I'm very bad with Rubik's cubes, so I'm waiting until I have patience before I open that. Over here is also one of my surround sound speakers. I have them in like 4 different corners of my room just because, well, that's how surround sounds work. Then here's my chair. It's your stereotypical racing gaming chair. I don't have the head pillow on because those head pillows actually hurt my head and my neck more than anything. I'd rather just kind of hunch forward over my desk like a hunchback when I'm working. And my speakers are also pretty old school. I've had these since like 2008, 2009, I want to say. They still work great, though. Also, for anybody curious, here is the posters that you guys can always see in the back. We got Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, just some cool controller thing. And then we got Black Ops Cold War, Dragon Ball Super. If this wall kind of sums me up as a person. I'm a huge gamer, and I love anime. And then over here, you guys don't see this stuff too often. We got a harp. I'm ashamed to say that I don't know what instrument that is. And then also a guitar, because that's another thing that some people don't know. But I can actually play guitar. But yeah, that's another thing. I love music. I don't listen to or make music as much as I used to, but occasionally, I still do listen to music and I still do make music from time to time. Now we move over to this side of the room. So let's just get the elephant in the room, or the bookshelf in the room, out of the way. So this, obviously, if you watch the last office room tour, this was not here, and I am sad that this is blocking the way, because it's kind of blocking my baby girl in the back, but, it is what it is. This is absolutely beautiful. I wouldn't trade this for the world. It's sad that I didn't have anywhere else to put it, because the only place that I could put it blocks my baby girl. Now, don't worry, we are going to do a full run through of what's on the shelf, but I will say this is not all of my games, which is why I need another bookshelf. Again, I'm going to need 2 more yet. At least one more, I don't even know if one more would be enough, but at least one more shelf for the games alone, and then I'm also going to need another bookshelf for the Lego sets that I plan to collect. For all of the games that are not on the shelf, they're still just kind of like stuffed away in drawers or on other shelves or just kind of like in safe places in my closet. So again, this is not my entire collection. This is only like a fraction of it. This is just what I was able to display. So starting off at the top, we're not going to go through every single game, but if you want to pause and look through, we got PlayStation 2 games. So basically how I have it set up is that the first row is alphabetical, and then the rows following going down are alphabetical. So you go alphabetical from left to right, alphabetical from up to down, alphabetical from up to down, and alphabetical from up to down. So again, we got all the PS2 games here and the rest of them there. Again, these are not all of my PS2 games, I can assure you of that, because I grew up with this system. I have a lot more that are tucked away. This is just all that I could store up here. And then we got some PS1 games up here. In total, I believe I have close to, if not 300 PS1 games. I just wasn't able to store all of them up here at the moment, but I have a couple of them up here, like Supercross Circuit, Gran Turismo 2, an absolute classic, by the way, Gran Turismo 2, coming in this beautiful dual jewel case. Unfortunately, it is one of these ugly greatest hits copies, but what can you do? That is one thing that I will say. You will realize that most of the games in my collection are just like base copies. I'm not a fan of platinum hits or greatest hits things. If you know me in person, I think that these things are literally just the most evil thing when it comes to video game collecting. I absolutely hate them. I love when the cases are just, plain as they should be. I hate platinum hits. I hate greatest hits. If you're ever going to gift me a game, do not give me greatest hits. I will literally, I will still put it in my collection, but I won't like you very much. Anyway, we got a couple of random GameStop cases for like Xbox. Yeah, I'm not proud of these. I need to get a real copy of Godfather for Xbox 360 and a real copy of Need for Speed Rivals, because I do not like the GameStop. Oh gosh, I'm messing up my tripod. Because I do not like the GameStop cases. And we have a couple of original Xbox games, which we have more down there, which we'll get to. some DS games, again, not all of my DS games, one 3DS game, again, not my only 3DS game, but we do have an Atari game, and this is my only physical Atari game. I do own Atari games through other means, we'll say, but this is my only one that I own physically. Figured I'd put that right there. Up here, we got Mario and Luigi from the new movie, Yoshi stuffy in the back, some Naruto little stuffy things, because I love Naruto. Super Mario right there, Spider-Man 2099 is one of those mini pops, and then a little Darth Vader thing that came with my sister's Happy Meal or my brother's Happy Meal. One of them had a Happy Meal, and they were like, hey, you like Star Wars, take it. So I put it on my shelf. And then the Xbox 360 games, this is nowhere near my full collection of Xbox 360 games either. These are just what I could store on my shelf. I'm really big into collecting Xbox 360 and also PS3 games. I love this generation like crazy. Between the Xbox 360, PS3, and like the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube generation, so much nostalgia, so many games that I love from then, just because, that's when I was like growing up, especially with the PS2 generation. But then coming down here to the PS3, you can see more of my original Xbox games right here. And this is actually all of the original Xbox games that I have for now. I do have some more on the way, though. Actually, as we speak, I have like another 12 on the way in the mail. So this will be ever evolving. And then, yeah, PS3 games. Pretty solid collection right here for PS3, but I am looking to expand it. Definitely not as... There's still a lot of games on my checklist that I need to get yet. Down here for the Wii, same thing, a lot of games that I need to get yet. Xbox One, I'm pretty satisfied with my Xbox One collection for now, just because there's so many games that are always coming and going on Game Pass that if there's anything I need to play at the moment, I usually have access to it. I do want to get more games for this generation, just because I want to own more games physically, but right now my priority is on like original Xbox, PS3, and like, PS2, 360, stuff like that. And then down here, I do only have one Series X game physically at the moment, and that is Halo Infinite, and it's actually still wrapped since it's on Game Pass. I'm the type of guy where I don't leave all of my games sealed, but I leave them sealed until I play them, if that makes sense. I also have another game down on my PS4 collection, I believe, that is still sealed, and that's only because I was actually able to play that game digitally, and, I didn't have a reason to, crack it open yet. But yeah, again, it's one of those things where I'm not a guy that'll leave it sealed forever, but, I'll leave it sealed until I play it. When I go to play it, then I'll take off the wrappings and do all that. Then we get down real low, and ooh, my old back and knees are really hurting me right now. But anyways, here is my Wii U collection, or at least some of them. I do have more Wii U games digitally and some other ones just tucked away, but that is another thing where just in general, I do need to expand my Wii U collection, so it's not massive right now. In terms of Switch, these are the only two that I have physically. The other ones are all digital at the moment, but I do need to get more digital games, or more physical games, sorry. I'm very much so physical over digital any day of the week. I like actually owning my games, but, it's one of those things where there was a bunch of games on sale digitally, so I kind of snooped some up there. Snoop some up? I meant scoop some up. Y'all know what I meant, but anyways, yeah, I still gotta build that collection up. I actually didn't even get a Switch until this last summer. Then my PS4 collection, very similar to the Xbox One, where there is a lot of games that I want to get for it yet, but with PS Plus Extra and Premium, there's so many games constantly going into that service where most of the times I've either already played or have a way to play the games that I want to play at the moment, or the ones that are like on my list per se. But again, I'll always be adding to this collection, literally for any console. Anytime I see any good deals or lots or bundles or just, any game that I'm like, hey, I don't have that in my collection, let's add it, I'm usually after it. Once I get another bookshelf built, probably, later this year, I'll do like another updated thing and show you guys the rest of my collection, because this is probably maybe only half of it, maybe a little bit less than that. It's definitely only a fraction of my full collection, but I would like to do a full collection, showcase at some point. If you heard that big bang, don't worry, that was just me slapping my ankle against the thing. That really hurt. Anyway, then we got my guitar amp back there. One of my electric guitars and my only acoustic guitar. I have 4 electric guitars in total. The rest are kind of tucked away at the moment. At least I think it's 4. It might be 3, whatever. I have like 4 or 5 guitars in total, but yeah, that's my main one right there, the Ibanez Geo. Absolutely beautiful guitar, sounds great. And then from here, it kind of gets hard to show like what's in here, just because there's like so many various things going on in my drawers. But just to kind of give you guys the rundown without wasting too much of anybody's time, in this drawer right here has the controllers for all of my consoles, which I guess we'll run through all the consoles real quick. Currently on the shelf, we're rocking the One X, the 360, PS3, Super Slim, SNES, PS2, original Xbox, PS4, 4, Nintendo Switch, and Wii U. Still waiting to pick up a Series X and a PS5. Just, it's one of those things where it's, you know, I'm kind of just waiting for a sale. Up here in this drawer, I'll at least be able to show you guys this. I got my DS, my 2DS, my PSP, and my PS Vita, and the chargers for each of them. Basically, with the new consoles, I'm at the point of where I've been waiting for a sale for so long that it doesn't really make sense for me to just give in and buy one now, considering how long I've been waiting for a sale. But the sales really haven't been happening. So I'm at the point of where by the time Black Friday rolls around, if there's not any good sales, I'm literally just going to pick up both the Series X and the PS5. Maybe not even Black Friday. I'm probably just going to wait until like summertime, because usually a lot of sales start happening around summertime too. So like, I don't know, within the next couple of months, if I don't see any like good price drops or deals on eBay or anything like that for a brand new console, I'm just going to say screw it and dump $1,000 on the new consoles. I don't even care. It's at that point where it's like, I don't need the new consoles necessarily, because like all the game, for the most part, when it comes to like the Xbox games, I'm able to play them on PC via Xbox Game Pass. And then anytime that I want to play something on PS5, I have ways to, you know, just like temporarily borrow a PS5 or whatever from some folks that I know. But we are multiple years into the generation, so I'm at the point now where it's like, all right, if it gets to a point of where they're just not going to go on sale and I got to pay full price, whatever, I'll dump the money later this year, whip out $1,000 and just be like, all right, I'll take them. And then I also got a massive Pikachu Squishmallow. This thing is huge. Seriously, look at my head and then look at like this thing. It's adorable, but yeah, it's huge and I love it. But anyways, yeah, I think that's all the important stuff. The rest is just kind of like technological YouTuber setup stuff. Like I have an HDMI splitter that runs, or basically it takes an input signal from whatever console I'm recording off of, shoots one signal onto the TV, and then I have a 38-foot HDMI on the floor that runs all the way back to my PC, and then I got all my other surround sounds. So yeah, the rest is just kind of like technological stuff like that. I guess I could show off my CD collection to you guys. I mean, I don't know. The lighting isn't too great, though. You guys probably will barely even be able to, like, read any of the CDs here. But, you know, these are some of my CDs. It's a very similar situation to the games where this isn't all of them, because actually a lot of my CDs are missing their cases just because I picked them up from some people over the years that weren't as, you know, like, careful with their stuff as I am. Because me, I always keep everything complete in box. I never get rid of cases or, you know, anything like that. I literally keep everything as complete as I can. But I've picked up some CDs from some folks and family over the year that weren't like that and only kept their stuff in binders. So, you know, you can only do so much sometimes. It's one of those things where one day I do plan to, you know, maybe like order replacement cases online, or maybe even just like, you know, like order the CD cases and then just like print out the artwork at the very least, just so I have something. Anyways, yeah, this was my 2024 game room / office tour. I know we spent a lot of time at the bookshelf, but that was like the biggest, newest addition. So I figured we spend the most time on that because, you know, I mean, everything else was pretty simple to go over. I've also gotten a new PC since the last video that we did, which, you know, that's cool, but, you know, it's you know, it's just like another PC. It's near impossible to show it because the lighting is so bad and dark down there, and there's not really a way for me to adjust that light far enough without unplugging it. So, yeah. But with that being said, if anybody has any, like, questions in particular about my setup, or, you know, if you're trying to create your own setup and if you'd like some advice or whatever, you know, I've had this room for, gosh, I've lived here for almost 4 years already. Gosh, dude, yeah, after this year, it'll be nearly half a decade that I've been in this setup already, which is just crazy. It's evolved so much since I've first moved here. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. You know, it's all coming together again. My next thing is getting some more bookshelves and clearing out some room for that. Probably going to need to move the guitars around. But if you guys would be interested in more updates or more vloggy type videos like this, just let me know, because I had a lot of fun making it. And yeah, I'm sorry if the vibes were a little different in this video too. Like if I just came across as like any different or just like out of my element a bit. Again, you know, I'm doing my best here. I haven't done this vloggy stuff in a while. It's a lot of fun though. But anyway, as always, massive shout out, thank you to all the Patreons and channel members. Thank you to all in the low ball tier, and bigger shout out, thank you to all in the mid ball tier, middle last king, but daddy man in the bigger shout out, thanks to all in the G tier, Ron Events, Channel Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.